Ilara had a peculiar hobby. She collected recipes, not in a dusty, leather-bound book or a neatly organized digital folder, but in her memory, tied to the people she met. Each dish was a story, a snapshot of a life, a taste of a stranger's soul. She gathered them from everyone, the baker on the corner who gave her the secret to his sourdough starter, the old fisherman who shared his grandmother's clam chowder recipe in exchange for a warm blanket, the young student who taught her how to make instant noodles into a gourmet meal. Her life was a tapestry woven from flavors and memories. She believed you could learn everything you needed to know about a person from the food they loved. A spicy curry told of a fiery spirit. A simple vegetable soup spoke of a gentle heart. And a complex, multi-layered cake revealed a mind full of dreams and intricacies. Ilara's own recipe collection was a reflection of her journey, a sprawling, eclectic menu of humanity. She could whip up a 5-star French entree or a humble shepherd's pie with equal skill, each dish a tribute to the person who shared it. She wasn't just cooking, she was telling their stories, keeping their essence alive in her kitchen. One rain-swept Tuesday, she found herself huddled under the awning of a small, forgotten bookstore. The scent of old paper and brewing tea drew her in. Behind the counter was a man named Liam, with kind eyes and hands smudged with ink. They started talking, as strangers do, about the weather, about books, and inevitably, about food. Ilara, true to form, asked him for a recipe. Liam paused, a thoughtful smile playing on his lips. He didn't have a family recipe passed down through generations. He had something else. He told her about a dish he'd invented himself, one he made when he was feeling lost. He called it Lost and Found Stew. It had no fixed ingredients. You just use whatever you have, he explained. A bit of this, a dose of dia. The trick is to not be afraid to mix things that don't seem to belong together. Sometimes, the most unexpected combinations create the most beautiful flavors. His philosophy was simple. The stew was never the same twice. Who's like life? It was about finding comfort in the chaos, about creating something wonderful from the remnants of your day. Ilara was intrigued. This wasn't a recipe of tradition, but one of pure, unadulterated self. That evening, she went home and made her own version of Lost and Found Stew. She threw in the wilting kale from her fridge, a lonely sweet potato, some leftover chicken, a sprinkle of smoked paprika, and a swirl of coconut milk. The result was surprisingly delicious. It was warm, comforting, and uniquely hers. It tasted of a rainy afternoon, the smell of old books, and the kindness of a stranger. It was a dish without a history, a dish that was all about the present moment. She went back to the bookstore the next day, a container of the stew in her hands. She wanted to share her creation, her interpretation of his idea. Liam's face lit up when he saw her. He tasted the stew, his eyes closing in appreciation. "You found it," he said softly. And in that moment, Ilara realized he wasn't just talking about the recipe. She had spent her life collecting stories from others, but with Liam, she felt an urge to create a new one, together. His recipe wasn't about remembering the past, it was about building a future. Their dates became culinary adventures. They didn't go to fancy restaurants. Instead, they'd meet at the farmer's market, each picking out a secret ingredient. Then they'd go back to Ilira's kitchen and, like a delicious puzzle, figure out how to make them work together. They made beet and orange risotto, spicy chocolate chili, and lavender-infused honey tarts. Their kitchen became a laboratory of love, filled with laughter, experimentation, and the incredible aroma of two worlds colliding. Each meal was a new chapter in their story, a recipe only they knew. One evening, as they were chopping vegetables side by side, a comfortable silence settling between them, Liam turned to her. He didn't have a ring. He had a small, empty jar. "I know you collect recipes from people you meet," he said, his voice a little shaky. "But I was hoping you'd want to start a new collection. With me, our recipes, for the rest of our lives." He handed her the jar and a pen. "This is for our first one." Ilara's eyes filled with tears. She took the pen and a small piece of parchment. She didn't write down a list of ingredients or a set of instructions. She simply wrote, "Lost and Found Stew. Ingredients: 1 rainy day, 1 bookstore, 2 lonely souls. Method: mix together and let simmer for a lifetime." She had spent her life gathering recipes, each a memory of a person she'd met along the way. But this was different. This wasn't a memory of a passing moment. It was a promise of all the moments to come. She had finally found the one recipe she didn't know she was searching for. The recipe for love. And so, their collection began. It wasn't just about food anymore. It was a collection of firsts. The first. Argument apology pasta. The we bought a house celebration casserole. The welcome home baby boy biscuits. Each dish was a landmark in their shared life, a delicious testament to their journey. Ilara still cherished the recipes she'd gathered over the years, the echoes of 1,000 different lives. But her most treasured collection was the one she was building every day in a kitchen filled with love, with a man who had shown her that the best recipes aren't the ones you find, but the ones you create together. Thank you so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We love sharing these stories with you, and your support means the world to us. Let us know in the comments what your favorite comfort food is. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.